Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's Israel Riona Perez is first. Hey, Tabs. Hey, Sam. Pedro. Eulis. Your kingdom? What's wrong with your kingdom? Activity for 5 days. Well, I think our kingdom's moving out, if I'm not mistaken. But, I did have a nice find today that I was kind of upset. So this guy, there's something special about his comp. But after some solos, what it originally looked like. But he bubbled, so kind of bad moment. But oh, you got landed on by SSQ. Well, I don't know why what exactly was going there, but LH isn't fun. So I recommend doing the good old migration out of there and let LH play by themselves. To be honest, I mean, at least that's what I would do. Personally, at least that's what I would do. No reason for you guys staying there. I think you guys are kind of small, aren't you? I do think we're somewhat ready for KVK. But... Are you guys gonna group up with TWK again? Because that could give me a migration option. We had a rally party today too. And we got capped. Oh, BRR. We do have the sheet somewhere. I don't know if we updated it, but this guy got zeroed. I don't know if one RP's BRR. Oh yeah, they are our fam. Then they rallied Oki today. But yeah, today this guy capped us, everybody. It's a good trap. I think it was like 2.2, 2.3 billion. So he did pretty good. I don't think he retrained. But that one capped us. Wasn't sure what this one was, but maybe no pack 5s. Then we got, we got, I think 3 zeros. Yeah, this guy. He was 2 point something. So we had, I think 18-way rally party today. My hit was noodle. I got completely countered. Then, oh yeah, SGB. She was 2 bill something too. I do have the recordings that I gotta eventually get to it. I've just kind of I haven't had the time. He was 2 bill also. Hey, this was another one. He migrated out. Did he leave? Oh, he did leave. Yeah, he was in BL, which is, I think, XIX fam. And I think this guy also got bodied. They all left too. We did get a nice 0 there yesterday too on this one. What's this one? Oh, he changed his name. He had like 1 billion worth of troops, and yeah, that was we started here, T2s, then we started dipping into his T4 by the 3rd rally. Get like 5 mil each T4. Yeah, that's how our kingdom's looking like right now. And XIX moved out yesterday or 2 days ago. So I don't know what's going on. I think that's twice or something. Twice or 3 times that we've landed on XIX, I think. And it was kind of a funny story because I think they called, I don't know if they did or not, but I think they might have called BRR. And then BRR came to help because they were targeted by the KW1 group, which the KW1 group, we have 2 groups. So if you look at the guilds, KW5, 3, G and K are the K1 group, and KW2, well, they haven't migrated to Shell, but KW2, 7, CU is part of the O and KSN. We're part of the group 2. So group 1 got landed on by the BRR, and then we came and showed up, and it's been sort of slow. Yes, SOP did disband. You can see it. I do have their original mails, but yeah, this is what's left. I think they basically got told that she's selling the shell and to go find somewhere else to go. So, I mean, I don't think I myself would have done something like that, but I guess it was due time for them to finally disband. I think OP went to did their own thing, and so let's see. The other thing was, I do have, I don't know if everyone's seen it. Maybe if I can find something for you guys real quick. Let me see. Yeah, so for example, this is one of the mails that they got sent out. Not sure if you guys have seen it, but basically how it goes is you get a moment to read. Oh, I guess I'll read it with you guys. So says, hey, all of this is going down the way I wanted it to go down, but my hand was forced. It's a lot messier I want it to be, and I'm very sorry for that. Made my decision about 6 weeks ago. My grand plan was to quit Emperors out. I got you settled in some new form of management, and we got scared away with our upcoming variants with Myth. However, some others had their own plans, which were perfectly executed. My ad. The timing for my vacation was truly wink chef kiss. As they say, it is what it is. For the record, I personally did not know about the split until it was posted in our chats. Take as you will. Which then goes into here, which says, I don't know exactly what the future holds for SOP or DTF, but for me, this is the end of the road. I'll be quitting and selling the shell. I don't know exactly when, but I'll be ripping off the band-aid and all that. That's for the rest of R4. Yada, yada, yada. Basically just goes and explains, you know, go find yourself a new home. And then, you know, yada, yada, yada. Keeps going. So on and on. And yeah, so basically that's DTF disbanding in a nutshell. Will I migrate to 702? I don't think we have a plan. Maddie and Bigley is just too much of a wallet fight. Last time we were in Kingdom together and we were rallying some of them, it would just be like constant frostwing. And what is it? Stingers. The music too loud. I'll turn it down. Is that better? But personally, through my members wise, I don't see the desire to go somewhere like that. Just for the simplicity of it's costly. It's an expensive war with no end, right? A lot of them are sponsored, but I don't know if Bigley paid her debt for the last 2 Emperors. If she did, that'd be great. If she didn't, then I mean, I don't know. That's between them, but be interesting to see, I guess, what the outcome of that is. But I mean, the thing is that there's no reason for SSQ to stay there, right? It's just why put yourself in that situation. So personally, I don't see any issues with it. The thing is that it's not a fair fight for SSQ to stay there, because I think LH migrated. That LH group migrates with pretty much a lot of guilds, and yeah, I mean, each their own. But personally, I wouldn't see the need to fight. Ready to leave? Yeah, I don't think it'd be a fun. You know what else wasn't fun? Was Emperor trying to hit a 3-piece with 100% attack boost. Where is it? I had to hit this for 8 hours. This is what I was stuck hitting for 8 hours straight. Did I answer how the new amp one? He kept, what is it? He messed around. They, I guess, evolved how they messed up with the timers, right? So a lot of the times, originally the timers followed your name in guild tag, and that's why you saw a lot of people changing names and guild tags. That no longer works because now they're tracked by your ID. So when you see the timer, it'll track your ID. So when you change name, it'll track that name change and add up the time together. Now, the time that IGG has and the time that the bot has, or timer bot has, is completely different because of the fact that IGG detects the time before it displays the graphics, right? The bot's going by that and taking some of that information and putting it all together and giving you a time, right? So it's what they found was that if you leave the event and you come back, it doesn't add up your time. You become like a new player, so you don't have that tracking anymore. So if you have 5 minutes, you leave and come back, you start at 0. But on IGG's eyes, you're still at 5 minutes, but on the bot's eyes, you're at 0 minutes. So that's pretty much how it happened. We were in charge of hitting Lubai. The other group was in charge of Digley. And I think, I can't remember who else was trying. Well, I think AM was trying, and Feng GG was also trying. The 2-piece and EW. I think you guys know. This guy, he was also trying to make up time, and he actually started getting targeted by LH because he didn't listen to the plan. So I think you can still see the times. Yeah. So our target only got 4th. This was Bigley in 3rd, LAF in 2nd, and of course first, the one that nobody planned on it, right? AM, he was also there trying. And then got Gao. But the problem, the part of the troubles too is that LH has so many rallies too, right? So 46 minutes. No, it's only 17. Although on the bot, it looked like Lubai was winning. And yes, Fang is the old killer doll. Yeah, the thing that I don't understand about Fang in GW1 is they actually left LH because they didn't like being told what to do. And then somehow, in that 270 war where it was us with KW and SSQ fighting JBT, they actually went and joined back. It was kind of weird, but I heard rumors that people use bots to know who's offline. The bots are, how would you describe it? They cannot tell you who's online and who's offline. The bot can only tell you what you see in a castle. So, for example, let me show you. If you look at this one, right, and you bookmark it, like back in the old days, right? You went and bookmarked it. Some people, like the trackers, or a lot of times, what you would do is you would put the amount of helps. So if you look at this, you go down here, you can sometimes either take a screenshot or just make a mental image or note, right? So his helps are at 24,508. His Coliseum's 9,000, yada yada, right? So in here, you bookmark it, XXX, right? You come back, let's say a couple hours later, check. Oh, he's still at 508. There's been no activity. That's the thing. What about his gear? Oh, his gear hasn't changed. Okay, maybe we'll go try it. And that's how it used to work. Now what the bot does is the bot just tells you, oh, he's changed gear. Oh, he's grown might. Oh, he's gotten help. So it doesn't do what people think it does, sadly enough. Which is a good thing, because if the bot tells you who did that, then it'd be kind of broken. Now, it does track some things. that a person wouldn't change it. But the thing is that the gamble on it, the bot has also helped the trapping community. In the sense that all it's really done is just speed up the pace. So it's there's pros and cons, right? So it's sometimes if your shield drops, well, you should actually never let your shield drop, unless you want your shield to be dropped, because that's number one, right? If you let your shield drop, that's on you. If you're being reckless, it's on you. So if you have your wallet, you go to the mall, leave it unattended, and come back and hope no one touches it. That's kind of the concept that's right there, right? Someone is bound to come and try to take it or zero it or whatever, right? So that's basically how that function. Yeah, we play Overwatch. How much reduce armor? I think the upkeep is 0. Where do I see the upkeep? Never actually looked at the... Actually, I can probably just look it in the farms, right? Yeah, hourly upkeep at 0. So that's the thing about the... I guess while we continue or finish that conversation, right? Bots, they haven't broken the game just yet. And simply there's so many variations of bots that there's, in all honesty, sometimes I think that a resource bot has broken the game more than a shield bot. And the reason why I say that is because if you had to buy packs every time for your resources, right? Because people aren't going to sit there and what do you call it? And send, resources manually from 100 accounts. They're not, right? So that means the resources wouldn't be there. So a lot of the times people like up here that are able to buy those resources, I'm sure they can afford it, but they wouldn't be up here, right? I mean, the original one was, I think, this one. And I think he spent over $1 million in this game. And basically, that was back before really there was bots, right? So that's the difference. It's just the budget. And a lot of the times in guilds, I think a lot of them wouldn't be able to upkeep, right? The game would be a lot more expensive. You wouldn't have filler accounts just lying around because it would just be way too costly. So that's the concept. It's why LH pays people for pure T5. We hit Lubai pure T5 for 8 hours straight, and I'll show you. I still have the report, and this was Lubai, just pure T5s every single time. This was when it first started, and I think this was one of the last ones, and they're still going pure T5. I think yeah, this was the last one. The last hit of Emperor, pure T5. They literally sent pure T5 like all 8 hours. You can't ask a regular member of your guild to do this for you for 8 hours. It's just it's a big burden, and most guilds don't have those type of fillers to be able to do this and sustain those losses, because a lot of the times he was taking doubles and triples So he wasn't walking back with a lot, right? It wasn't like he was burning first hit, right? Let's see, like I would hit him, but then after I hit him, someone else is there to hit him. So I do have the video. I do have to edit it. I don't know if you guys want to see the reports. There's a lot. I do have to kind of clear out some space. And yeah, I mean, gathering resources and buying from farmers, it would it'd make the game slower, right? You wouldn't be able to do the things that you can. But yes, I do agree that sometimes if you don't have the bot, then you sort of are at a disadvantage from that sort of thing. But there's multiple ways that you can choose, I guess, how you use it and what you use. You can choose to support some, you can choose not to support some, right? I mean, you can go out and buy a sports car, or you can go out and buy a bicycle. They can both still get you from point A to point B, just one can go faster. But one, you gotta pay more. So it's if you want to use a range blast or inf blast to hit mixed comp and base, why should I ask for full range or inf or something like a 208? Typically nowadays I don't recommend blasting. Simply because mixed stats have really gone a lot higher, in the sense that if you look at the stats of this, right, you can easily get countered just on phalanx or in phalanx or comps. So a lot of the times phalanxes I just don't think will work. But if you, for example, see someone sending like a 208, you can send a range blast at it. If you have an inf blast to hit, you want to hit like a 992, because those are comps that you'll beat. But if someone has a 424, do not send an inf blast at it. It hurts. Now there is something that one of the emperors ago, I used to farm BU with it, because BU always sends some 442 992 comp, and basically it was 802, so it's just backwards of 208, and it will work against a 442 or a 992 comp. But that also depends on what phalanx they're in, just like same way that 208 can be countered. So it's you have to pick and choose depending what's inside. A lot of times in certain events you can't, and yeah, that just answered your question though. El Cura actually left us. He is now fully part of FU, and I mean, we wish him the best, and yeah, so but, I'll show you guys the reports. We can just sort of go over some of these reports. I can sort of explain these to you. So we had a lot of losses. This was the first hit. We sent a 208 at him. Now we hit second, but I noticed that Zlubai started actually sending like a 442, which hurt a lot more than you would think. So that was first hit. Second hit. I mean, we're barely winning, but as you can see, this was a mix on mix. And again, another one. But I mean, you can see the amount of damage that he does and takes just from having, you know, the artifacts max, right? I mean, we're barely winning, and it's just like, you know, we got way more than him, right? And it's just a lot of this was, oh yeah, we won this one, right? This was, I think, one of the few hits we actually won. So we actually won here first hit. And I mean, the fact of him having just so much more stats, it's crazy. But I mean, that's what this game is, right? If you can spend that, you know, 50 grand on a couple weeks, then by all means, right? It's so the only reason we can stop him is by teamwork, and that's when alliances and guilds come into play. And then here was another one. As you can see, I hit second. I did 4-4 beat. Are you talking about this one? He was in phalanx. So my 4-4 essentially targeted his inf cav, but I had enough range to prevent his cav. That's why. If he had been range, it would have looked different, right? Would have stood up stronger, probably more like this one. You see how this one was a bit different, but again, he was changing phalanx all the time, so you can never really judge what to send, right? Phalanx. We hit 1 RP here. This guy also max artifacts, and he's actually in our kingdom. We had WoW versus them, and I can show you those reports. Yeah, I forgot I didn't show anything regarding WoW. Then we hit Alan. This was accidental, wasn't target him, but he hit Lubai out, and then we ended up hitting him. I think that was a 2-8 versus 2-8. Yeah, no, yeah, 2-8 versus 2-8. I don't know why the stats were so different, but then we kept hitting Lubai. Another one again. See, so he was switching phalanxes between hits. I'm not sure how he was able to do that so quick. Maybe he was waiting. Yes, Mars artifacts like 1,000 levels, but the thing is, a lot of them aren't upgrading the lower artifacts because they're not needed, right? You need those extra stats. Yeah, see here, you got screwed up with his cav. So his 950 cav is enough to stop our 208, which was very surprising. I mean, he basically doubled us, right? And then this one, I think, yeah, I tried sending mix. And of course, as usual, I wasn't sure how we lost that, but I guess he had more inf kind of countered, I guess. So we went to the next one, and yeah, this was another one. What did I do on this one? Oh yeah, it was like a weird, like a 5-9-2 or I don't know. It was kind of weird. So he killed all this range, basically targeted the range cav, which hurt. But as you can see, they're still maintaining pure T5. So any hit for them, that's 40% gone. Just gone. Like, never seen to be seen again. 585 reds. Just gone. So, they're fillers. Right? That's pure reds. It's almost like you're Blackwing in their T5, right? We did cap them here. think we were at third hit. Third hit? Yeah, I think so. Third hit. So we capped them here. We had inf left. Then we hit SGK's solo, I think. Just don't need that. Uh-oh. 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 Where were we? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Let's see. We got Alan. Oh, there we go. We capped them, right? Yeah, there we go. So we capped them, and then we got bounced on the next one. He had like a 956. And because he was going heavy range, I started going heavy imp. But since essentially we had similar comps, it wasn't really working out that well. So it kind of hurt. We were once hitting first. I tried doing the 208. It did not work out because he was in cavalry phalanx. So had he been in range phalanx, I think it would have been a lot better. But the fact that he was in infantry phalanx just did not help the case. It completely countered. So I was like, all right, scrapping, going back to mix. And we barely lost, but he's down to 2.7. And as you can see, it's pretty much like a just pure inf range left, right? So the trouble that we were having was that a lot of us were changing it, and we were potentially hitting each other. He was capped, so he sent a leaderless march, which we blocked. Right, that's just T4, T2, like the only time they don't have T5. And as you can see here, we're both aiming for him, and we hit Ice Cool, and Ice Cool was rocking like a 505 style. The 2A kind of comps, yes. So 208 is basically the new calf blast, and it's pretty much how it goes. And then like 992 is the new range blast, and that's kind of how they're doing things. And basically it's so that your calf doesn't get killed by the range as quickly, which gives the calf enough time to do its work. And here, hit him again, and I mean, as you can see, it hurts hitting them. And then on this one, is it this one? Yeah, so you see the hit after got hit by silencer. I mean, look at the time slots, right? 21, 18, 51, 21, 18, 51. We're hitting together because that's how we try to prevent him from taking time, right? And yeah, so this is what we hit him again. He only had 2 million, but I mean, as you can see, he's still doing 1 million versus 1.6, right? So, and then this one, I think we hit Wukong. He had the counter comp, right? Heavier inf to our inf, but I also went inf into like a 442 style. And this was to get rid of Blue Buy's range essentially. And switching back, it was 2.2 versus 1.9. Now the thing is that considering the stat difference between the two of us, it's not that bad, right? It's really not that bad when you take into consideration how much of a stat diff there is. And I actually do have, let me see if I can find it for you guys. have it somewhere. Somewhere. Just need to find it real quick. Give me some time. Here it is. Let's see. So, does this work still? It does. Okay. This is what we were hitting for 8 hours straight. So, this Lubai's gear. Now he will adjust and change stuff as is, but as you can see, it's full barons, fully tempered, 3 emperor pieces. Yeah, I mean, versus us, and we're strong. I don't want to say we're not strong, but we're not that strong, right? It's so there's some difference there. And then we had a Blackwing. So again, 2 mil versus 1.7, and yeah, so he defended in infantry. So he countered us, and wasn't too bad. It was we did okay. This one, I think he did counter us. Oh, he went back to his 424. Can 1 max temper on Emperor gear item? Emperor has no artifacts, or not artifacts, but astrolite. So you can't. They haven't come out with that yet. I'm sure they'll probably come out with something for him. And then this one hurt a little bit, right? 600k difference. And I mean, his calf was just way too strong. So it's kind of like the Emperor combo, right? Like a 1-1-1, because they have so much more army stats compared to you that realistically they just need to send troops, and that's why you see a lot of Emperor accounts now. They're used to sending the same thing over and over and over again without thinking, because Emperor gear did all the work. But now with Astrolite, they sort of have to put more to it. This one we got annihilated, and as you can see, we sent a 442 into his 974, and he was an infantry phalanx, so it hurt, right? A lot more than I thought it would have. This one, we capped them because it was a T2 rally. Except one of them sent T5. Not sure why. Next defeat. 300k difference. It was our 442 versus his 442. Now he is full T5. We are not full T5. And, as you can see, not too bad. I mean, we lost, we didn't win, but he does have another rally waiting for him at the same time. Here I think I tried range wedge for some reason, and it did not go as planned. I think if I would have stuck in range phalanx, it might have gone better. But basically, his inf calf targeted my inf. Not the prettiest. Then we send another one, similar. Again, right? His inf was able to beat my inf, my range cav, and inf. I think some of these hits he had the forts, and some of them he didn't. Now, I don't know exactly which one of these he did or didn't have. I couldn't keep track, but they basically had enough rally leads at each fort where they were trying to lock them down so they could have that bonus and try to defend like how Matty was, that 600% stat bonus, right? Beat up accounts need a bit of weird comps compared to hit real strong accounts. Yes, So the interactions do play differently. So comps do change, right? This is pretty much where we're at. And then, again, phalanx beat him because he had nothing, right? So I started changing things up, trying to see what could work better. And as you can see, we were in there, knocked right out. I think I lagged a little bit on this one, so high school got a nice hit on us, and that's just how Emperor is, right? This one we hit first, so hurt a little bit, and me trying where things didn't work out. His range was still strong enough. Had this been something else, I think it might have been differently. Here he only had 2.5, and as you can see, I had the right phalanx, right? He only had 160k range. So sometimes you win, sometimes you don't win. Another one, we were second hit. Oh, this is Kraken. I don't know what he was doing, but this one, I don't know what he sent. I guess he must send like a 111 or something. And then we hit Luba again, right? And another one. But I mean, as you can see, this was sometimes after 2 or 3 hits. So it wasn't easy Emp, but we didn't lose, as much because it was multiple of our guilds, and we also had T4. So it was differently. Here we had, there's a range wedge from, I don't know who this is. We hit silencers. He, I think, just hit Lubai out. And here we hit Lubai with Blackwing. So again, that's all T5 gone. Here he defended against us, right? I mean, he is using the familiar, so this familiar sort of helps his front line, even though he has less troops. Uh-oh. Where were we? We were down here, right? Silencer. No, we should be further along, I think. Yeah, there's Kraken. Sodak. Okay, there we go. We hit him with Blackwing. This one hurt. I don't know what I sent here. Okay, so we tried 947, and it just wasn't enough for his 794. And I found that heavier inf comps almost weren't working, which is weird. But he's into like a 10.55 almost, right? And I tried a 947, and wasn't enough. I do think this has some play in it. Like back when mix first started being a thing. What is that? I think it's shown somewhere, but each has like much higher, just army and HP, attack, and debuffs. 10% debuffs each. Here again we hit one of the last ones. I think this one we hit second. Oh, this time the comp worked better. And then here me and high school hit each other. Here we hit Dubai, and of course just annihilated us. This one we had, we beat him. Now he only had 2 mil though, right? So it was this one SSD hit us, but we're down to 3. I don't know what was inside. Yeah, we had the same comp style. I was also in front. And here's another one off the start. So going infantry was helping out because he started going heavy range. But the problem is going infantry sometimes. Once his range was gone, then it didn't work out very well. So and every black wing was thrown towards him. Pretty much how it was. Just try to knock down as much as we could. Yeah, this one he sent an 802 and we sent 208, so that was bad on each of us. The XRX hit us. Yeah, I think they're gone. The Blackwing. I think this was a 208 versus 208. Yeah, it was 208 versus 208. Surprised they didn't win. And then I think this was the triple Blackwing? No. Okay, so we hit Ice Cool and we got Blackwing and then instantly Blackwing again. So it was just the siege walk back. It hurt, but L High hit us. These other accounts are never really much of a problem. Would have been. This one I think we hit JBHD. I mean, as you can see, he also was not full T5. And we started aiming for him again because I noticed that its range was lowering in some of these hits. So on those second hits, it was working well, right? But then he started switching things up, meaning he was leaving his range for last, which started countering us. And then, right, that's what we kept running into. Almost no infs to fight. So we were sort of countering ourselves. And this was, I think, a very odd one. Our almost inf calf march got almost completely destroyed by his inf march, which really surprised me. But I mean, I guess I've noticed artifacts have really changed some formations. Here, second hit, so he was low in range. And then Ice Cool. And here we Blackwing again, but this time he was cavalry, so he countered us. And this is when he sort of started sending like a 1-1-1, more or less. Yeah, as you can see. I mean, he was taking a beating, right? Here we got Blackwing, which, I mean, if you look at the time, they almost could have Blackwing Lubai, right? 43, 43. They could have, but here, which one was this one? Oh yeah, we hit first with a 208, and yeah, 794. Not much we can do about that, right? I mean, that's 1.8 range to walk into with a little long shot. So hurt more than usual. Chongya, I think, came for revenge. And I had set up like a 802 for Lubai, and he kind of showed up, with the Emperor comp, right? The 1-1-1. If you add these up, pretty much all 1-1-1s. And then tried again and he was doing okay, but it wasn't doing enough. He just was not able to get through to that. I think this was a successful one. And of course, got knocked out by him. Here we ended up hitting Silencer because Silencer managed to knock him out, and then Changya hit us. So it looked like they were trying to like sort of target us together. Then we went again. Again, didn't really work very well because this time now he's in infantry. Same thing here. We won just because he only had 2 mil. Maddie destroyed us in one of these. I mean, wasn't as bad as what it could have been, so it was worthwhile. I mean, you can see he also had full T5, and I mean, did he need to have full T5? No, it was not his push, but they wanted that support, so they had that support. A few of them were running full T5. The reason why they use that comp though, right, is because they have army stats. Army stats, you're even across the board, so can't do much about that. It's what benefits the most. This one, as you notice, I was changing some presets around, and I didn't send lead. That's why you don't see the crown here. So we did get annihilated here. They really did get annihilated, but we also got completely countered. So it just, so we didn't get capped, even though we really could have. Then we went back with a Blackwing, and as you can see, I tried like a 974 versus a 794. It just still was not doing enough. And this one, I went with a 442 now into his 974. Again, not enough. This one, I think we hit second. Yeah, we hit second. And like I'm showing you guys, they have full T5 every single time. That's painful. Very painful. So here, started doing like more like a 992. Was working a little bit better because he started going heavier cav. But as you can see, still not winning. Here we won again, second hit, and then we got Blackman by Fenark. Then I think that was it. Yeah, so that was it for Emperor. So our Emperor ended up being Blackwing by Fenark. Again, a very strong account. So that's pretty much. Is the voice not doing well? We need to adjust something. And then I can explain to you guys our WoW, because we also fought WoW here. And basically the theory was for our only concern was base. No one really cared about the forts aside from just getting some kills. So our WoW started with, I didn't bother switching infirms to it, and just I keep manners around so that I can retrain during normal days. So a lot of times for events, you'll see me with full hospitals because it gives you that HP. That's the HP that you need to reduce your losses, right? And as you can see, hitting Lubai for 8 hours straight, you want to reduce your losses because you know you're gonna lose, right? It's the teamwork combined that is able to work together to complete that, mission of preventing him. And we managed. We kept them fourth, and that's I think our first time actually contributing to Emperor before we've just gone for kills and we've hit everyone and anyone while avoiding our own group. But this time we were told to help out. We volunteered, and I think it was fun. It's nice to see what you can do as a family, as a group. I was sad that we lost, but the budget difference, after finding out what the actual numbers were, the budget difference was huge, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, each contender from our side had to pay like $7,500 USD, and the bill for LH was around 200K between Maddie and Bigley. That's what some of the estimates were. This was, I think, shortly after when I found this out. So I mean, if you look at a 20 grand push over a $200,000 push, that's a lot, right? I mean, you might as well just go buy an Emperor account, which would be cheaper than that. So it's that's really the reason why Emperors are hard to get. It's just a lot of it. It's either you do it sneakily, right? You sneak your way in, or you buy out enough help to make sure that you have that support. And buying your help and support really is what LH started. So you guys remember when LH used to have their 70-80 way parties? The only reason why they could get those numbers is because they were sponsored. That's the main reason. So they paid for your troops. They supplied carpets for every single LH guild so that all rallies in the rally party could hit together. That's why they were always carpeted, and would always carpet together, because sometimes other leads from another group might run out of carpets and they need to rely on their members to help carpet them, which does happen. And in those instances, you can lose that momentum, right? That rally. Not all rallies will hit together because they're being timed by numerous different factors. So a lot of it is just you're buying out the help. So I'm happy I earn less than $100 per month in the don't play. I mean, yeah, to play this is expensive. Yeah, so supporting rallies, right? The T5 that you pay for your fillers, the carpets that get used, the resources, the pilots, the forts, the shells, like all of that takes into consideration for each guild, right? So if Maddie is running full T5 rallies, that T5 rallies that he's running is being paid for by Bigley to help Bigley win. And same with Chongya. I think Chongya was full T5. All the three Emperors, all the 3 5-piece Emperors, I think were full T5. And it's the way LH does things is they pay, right? They sponsor. Who sponsors? It varies on the event. So that's why you haven't seen Wooming push, for example. And I think that's the reason why Bigley went for the helmet twice, even though supposedly she hasn't paid for the help in that. So some of the what you call mercenaries, which are the fillers that people pay for to go fill, they basically get reimbursed for their troops. So it's just a lot of the reason why LH holds such power is because they can buy their troops, they can buy their people, right? That's in a pay to win game. You are able to pay more than anyone else. You do have that perk. So anyways, there are WoW, which lasts a little bit. How many Barons I have? I have 9, I think. Yeah, I think it's 9. Close to 11. Now I want to pay for T5. I mean, realistic, all you have to do is contact LH, right? You can get reimbursed for T5 in certain events, but if you want to support that, then by all means, I mean, that's how you play. As you can see from a lot of the times, we've been hurting them indirectly. So, but there's always a lot of other people, right? Yeah, I mean, they offer up resources like nothing because all their resources are botted, right? They have resource people who follow them around. So technically resources are free, but they're not free. What the new sneaky about? I don't know what will be the next move. I do sometimes wish that IGG could show you who's in the lead, but at the same time, with the new rallyway, that's also a bad thing, simply in the sense of you can get targeted so much more, and it's really not as fun. And I'm gonna get low amounts come together for Emperor Rally. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guilds would do that at Emperor, right? A lot of guilds will get together and they'll rotate Blackwings, and they'll share the Blackwings, they'll share the carpets, they'll share this, and you'll see that a few guilds do that, and there's plenty of guilds that do that you can go and join during Emperor. We were one of them, but last Emperor we, helped, and it was a change of pace, right? It was nice to be part of a bigger cause, but at the same time, you chasing the same person for 8 hours straight, that's a lot stronger than you. Kind of hurts. And got a bank ready. Well, I don't know, Tabs. That's I've worked only a few times with LH people, and they do stick to their word, but I just don't like their way of doing things. I don't think it's that fun. I'm sure the bots will fix how to measure time better. Yeah, I mean, they get updated every time. Every time they're updated, right? So during Baron, I think at Baron's next weekend, we'll see what sort of thing happens, or maybe they don't get updated. Maybe you can play that trick in Baron, but and Barons are smaller, so it's not as hectic. Next Emperor's Royal. I think next Emperor is supposed to be solo. So, hi, Amo Total, I think, or Amo. But the thing is that Tabs, that they have so many allies and maps that they only really recognize LH, their internal LH. And I think you guys were LH due to Worthy Prince having BRR ties, BRR which LH ties. So I think you guys were like indirectly, but a lot of them don't really. They only help you if you're helping them. If they don't see any use for you, they won't help you. That's why, our kingdom, when XIX, it looked like they called BRR. We landed. We were somewhat hoping for LH to come, because then we could leave and leave LH with BRR. Something gonna happen there, right? So the next M piece is gonna be the sword. So Big Lee will be pushing for it again, because she has to get it. Has to get it next Emperor. If she doesn't get it next Emperor, she'll be like Maddie, waiting a whole year just to be able to get it again. They I think I saw once they refused to, or they were ignoring him when he was asking for titles or something like that. I mean, it's a lot of times how you get treated from an alliance shows really what that alliance cares about, right? Regarding LH, a lot of them just care for their victory as a family. They don't care about personal or relationships that don't support them that much. If you had, if you had a max Astra account with full Barons that will support them every time, I guarantee you they would talk to you better. But because you guys are just normal people, they don't. So, Emperor pieces come twice. So the reason why they do that is to try to prevent the same account having pushed every single time. And what it also does is it allows it for you to have that second chance if you didn't get it the first time. So, but yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of the times, they'll just use you for what they need, and then you'll just be thrown away. So, I don't plan on being pushed for Emperor. I don't see the need. We're just good old lucky, and yeah, I guess we'll look at some of these SWAT reports. So this was me half prepped, right? We hit their Baron out. He does have more stars than me, so he tried blocking Cav phalanx, but he just didn't have enough Cav to block us. So this was how we started WoW, and then it was just a pull fest. Kraken kept following us around, and then in the middle of that, we found a target. So yeah, zeroed them. This was during WoW, and then I think this was a Fury target, if I'm not mistaken. Again, very wonky comps, but they merge, right? And a lot of XIX, the reason why sometimes it's fun landing on them is it's because a lot of them have comps like this, right? Their T4 count is just like 1 million, right? They weren't really ready. That's why you'll see like their 2 builds burning full mythic gear because they just don't have the T4 to back it up. And then Basil did a 208 against us. Tried countering, but just didn't have enough range, right? I only had 900k, so he was able to go for it. So that part kind of sucked, but I figured that was coming. But I mean, they have, out of all their guilds, they only had, I think, like 2 or 3 rallies they had to keep mixing in. I mean, this was after so many times that I think Kraken was always trying to fill. And then on this one, so basically what happened is they kept rallying and rallying and rallying. And this guy decided he was going to snipe when I was soloing in, which I didn't quite understand why, but it was very predictable. And yeah, I mean, he also came that, I mean, they had help from I think they're called the Terror family, right? So it was the BRR fam, the Terror fam, I guess, sent some people over, and the XIX fam, all of them, some random, I think, people that they had, and you word it, I would say even match. I think we had less people, but I think we had more people show up, right? So I always sound high as fuck. I promise I'm not high. It's just for some reason I've had this like weird dry cough that like seems to come and go randomly. Couldn't tell you what it is. I do have a puffer that I'm supposed to take that you guys haven't taken, but I haven't uploaded the Emperor video because I haven't had time to edit the video. Sadly enough, I just haven't had the time. So, it's just who owns the Ross accounts? Ross themselves, no? So anyways, after they tried sniping us, they didn't try it again. And because had I gotten one more arena, I think, or sent an if march, it could have been an interesting cap maybe. And then this one, White Army beat us. So this is their max tempered account, right? 106 blessed. And barely lost, but you know, they also, I think T5 count was even. I think maybe we did have a little more, but this is just our normal T5 count, right? We typically ask for 80%. So anyways, this was, I think, once it was getting down towards the end. Yeah, this was getting down towards the end. So then this was Kraken. He tried hitting us and bounced. He wasn't filling in RPS, so he had to keep resetting. He was sent like 10-minute rallies. I don't know why they were having such a hard time. I mean, it was at a very bad time, but I think XIX should have had plenty good time. Here we got Blackwing. It was kind of a very weird one too. We went Inf Wedge and I went Calf Phalanx. Because when I saw this, I was thinking, okay, Calf should reduce this. Now they did have more T5, but my thought, or I guess it's fairly even, but my thinking was, let's just see what happens. But for some reason, Inf Wedge really screwed it up, which kind of gets me wondering if Inf Wedge is like a new potential on 424. I mean, I don't know if he did this on purpose or what exactly, but anyways, that one hurt. And then tried range on range, and this time they upped their T5 count, which I was like, huh, okay. Well, I adjusted a couple things, and I think on this one actually, someone told us that they had 70% attack boost popped. And again, I'm defending, and like I mentioned to you guys at the beginning, I didn't have full hospitals, so I don't have the HP necessarily to be taking rallies, right? So when you don't have that HP, you'll take more losses. Hence, I take more losses. So it's I mean, you can easily test it on a tile. If you take a champ jewel out, get hit, you'll see a difference. But when you're hitting someone, it doesn't affect it as much because you're attacking. And then we decided to get payback. So after adjusting some things, he tried again, the Imp Wedge, but this time I was in range. And I give him a Blackwing. I mean, they're at 90% T5, right? And basically, after this Blackwing, right? Their T5 count, he tried attacking us again. Their T5 count actually had reduced. So I don't know if that T5 really hurt them, but it's starting to reduce. And I think that's the last one. So basically what ended up happening was our group, I noticed that they were struggling in the sense of defending. So they weren't really defending, but if we could defend, then we could take it home, right? So we had Ice Cool, we had, let's see, so our 4 rallies were Silencer, and Ice Cool was our other one, right? Us, right? Your favorite, right? This one, and we had one more, I believe. Okay. Not be in here anymore. I don't think so. I don't think he's here. So we'll just say it was. Let's just say it was this one, okay? So the 4 of us were here, and I think it was just us 4 versus 1 RP, which had Heroku, but I think they didn't have Heroku and they had White Army. So White Army was leading for them, and then Basil was on another one, and who else? I think Kraken was just filling. No, Kraken had a rally also. Oh yeah, KW7. KW2 I think disbanded. Or not disbanded, but they went to help the other guild. So yeah, we had KW7, Finarch, Ice Cool, Silencer, and us, right? Versus the BRR fam, which consists of BRR, RPS, 1RP, SGP, XJR, GRR. All these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guilds that are here were here. I mean, they have plenty of leads, right? They have Bevier. I think he showed up once and then left. They have Tat, right? I mean, that's another strong account. I think there's another maxed account. Yeah, there's another maxed account. And 1 RP. That was the other one. I don't know if they have leads, but you can always maybe send someone to go lead, right? Maybe this person. I remember one of them was leading or trying to. 1 RP, you know, you have your Heroku as well as your. He's also very strong. And I mean, 1 RP also has, you know, the RR fam in here. They're part of that group. And the other one that was here was XIX, which had Basil and Kraken, right? So he was here. He was trying to lead. They have this account also. They have their Emperor piece. I don't know if they have anyone else. I think Marshall is also a strong account. Maybe not. Anyways, so they had their family here, right? They had Max, they had the XD, the DK, the FR, so they've all moved out. But that's how the Emperor was going. Oh, and that Cyclone, right? He was also here. So they were all in RPS, which they were using that. Then XIX started waking up, so they were using that. And I can't remember who else they had. So I think it might have been a 4v4. But basically, they seem to have needed 2 rallies per. So what we decided to do is time our rallies to bait the double rally. So as soon as you bait the double rally, then we can knock another one in, and we can knock another one out. So a lot of the times they were slow, which meant that they weren't going to have enough time to reset. And that's what ended up happening, is that we kept taking turns, and yeah. Am I your? I believe I am. Do I know why SOP has been it? I think there's the I guess reason they basically the R5 is selling the shell, so she told everyone to just go find your own guild. I guess that's kind of why it died, because OP went and did their own thing. Oh, they had forts in that guild. Okay, that makes sense. So, I mean, they had the. Where are you? I do not see you anywhere. High School has been a One Piece for a while. That used to be the Yang account. Oh, Ham. Untold Monsters? Oh, wait, no. Which one did you want? Hunting, right? Okay. Tell me more about the current Emperor, how he won easily. Basically, we explained it, right? He wasn't able to be tracked by the bots because he kept going in and out, which kept resetting his timer with the timer bots. And that's kind of how he got away. Yeah, we need to train some troops. Well, I'll need to train some troops eventually. Let's see. What do I think about the Oleg community posts? Which one? I think that some of his posts lately have been very what would be the word to use? I don't want to say conflicted, but more like you could take it either way, right? I mean, he plays things very oddly. I think people were laughing at the 50% carpets. Another one was that even though you have a 3-piece amp, you're still kind of running 208s. And the ongoing joke on that is because he does 208s pretty much on everything. I think you will see it's either like a 208 or a 992. So it's, I think that everyone has their preference in fighting. I think there's nothing wrong with everyone setting their burn list. That's actually done by one of ours. Not in our guild, but from KW2. And actually, he also has his own YouTube channel. I don't know if he has it here, but where is he? Basically, it's Jeremy. Him. He'll go and take into account everyone we've burnt every day, and he'll make the list, and yeah, that's pretty much that's how you do it. It's about Tashi trash talk about him. The thing is that I do think that they do have a bad relationship between them. Um, I can see why. Um, a lot of people feel that way about Oleg, because, for example, uh, let's just, I guess we'll put it to your own perspective, right? So Oleg will go and post a video of, you know, his account going there, and then all of a sudden it unshields, and then he'll go to, for example, everyone's kingdom, and you know he'll show, oh, you ported into his unshielded castle, and he'll be like trapping botters, which to a sense it's not wrong, but it's also um not necessarily the truth, right? I mean, you're just capping someone that's rallying you. That's pretty much it. You're just a target in their kingdom. That's it. There's no really reason for it. But what he doesn't tell you is that when you're in a kingdom with him, this is what you'll see, right? Shield drop, ding ding. It's literally what you'll see. That's pretty much what you'll see. And then you'll test it, blah blah blah, and then when he's rallying it, he'll go and rally it, and then it'll be like, where's it? 50% carpet, spam, 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 on a player rally next to your tile, right? So it's very wasteful. Like I'll see him pop like a 70% boost on a player rally, which, I mean, that's one thing that he did. Another one was that he's very sneaky, I guess, sometimes with the way he plays things, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different tactics, right? And I think another one was that he annoys people by showing like he did something great when all he did was send 208s second hits. And like I think on his Baron against Nana, he was second hits 208s, all their Baron spamming 50% carpets and just carpeting a rally, which anyone can do, right? I mean, it's not very difficult. So he's very predictable, and I think right now they had the ongoing joke that he's ditched Sing Sing because now he has a new toe, which is Fang G, which, I mean, you saw the last Baron, right? Or the last WoW they did. He trash talked the account saying the artifacts were too low. He also seems to forget a lot of the time what his own side has. And one thing, like when we fought him, right? He said they didn't have any Astra accounts because Sing Sing wasn't full 12. But I mean, he still has 100 artifacts. They have multiple leads. I don't know if they were in here, but I know that K plus K. I mean, Prada is a very strong account, right? It just, I don't know if he used up all the 50% on this one and Sing Sing and then got annoyed because he couldn't go, or it's just, the thing is, when we fought them at WoW, they technically had more leads than us. It's just, for some reason, they sidelined a lot, right? Because they also had the 2-piece amp from GW, and GW1 has Fang G, right? They had QFF. I think there was they have two piece, I think. Oh wait, no, QQQ has it. Yeah, QQQ. Yeah, they also have this one, right? The old Soulmail account. So I mean, you can obviously see that they have plenty of accounts with Astrolite and artifacts. So it's, he said that he was out geared and out more, but I mean, technically they had more than us, right? They even had the Kraken guy show up. So um annoying is actually a good tactic when people get annoyed to leave recently. It's, but I think a lot of the times is that he's not very straightforward with the way that he will explain things, right? So um for example, it would be like me and Baron saying that I beat LH by myself and that I beat all their Emperor accounts. Well, yeah, we did win Baron, but we won Baron thanks to the help of Myth, right? Myth and DTF, they're the guild that disbanded, with our KW group. So, we had, I think, and then some outside help, that is like related to us, but indirectly, you could say the cousins versus LH that brought help for Lubai. They gave him the 5 pieces. And for 3 hours of that Baron, I had, let's see, this one, and which one's he in? Anyways, for that Baron, for 3 hours, I had 5 pieces targeting me with another max account that was also targeting us, right? And we were one of the pushes, but we weren't in the lead, so we weren't really trying. And I think a couple of the times we were, I think, asking to target the people targeting them, try to reduce their load, try to help them. And they actually told us, no, keep going, keep pushing. And but somehow, once on the last hour, SOP was in the lead. They took one of the 5 pieces and started targeting Finark, who was second, I think. And I think, which one was it? The third one. What's the third 5-piece amp? Anyways, they were targeting SOP, but SOP said they were having issues with like filling and stuff like that. So I guess they weren't able to defend it quite as well. And then somehow we ended up taking the time, because what was happening was that the 5-piece kept losing, so he kept trying to scout before he would march, just to not get countered, right? And basically, as they wasted time trying to see not get countered, they gave us that time, right? So we were able to stay inside, as the Myth group kept knocking Lubai out instantly. So what was happening was all our competition was mutually focused on each other, but because I was 6th, they took that focus away from me, which allowed me to build up that time. And because I could hold off one with a 5-piece, and the other guy did not want to carpet, because a couple times what I did is I canceled. So the 5-piece and the other guy carpeted together and hit each other. They didn't want to do that. I don't know why, but as you can see, sometimes we don't mind as long as you achieve your goal, right? So basically what ended up happening was we just little by little made more time, and at the end, surprisingly, but we won. And it's SOP, I think the lead, or no, Lubai had the lead for an hour. SOP had the lead for 2 hours, and then we took it within the last hour. I think Finark got the lead, and then they took one of the 5Ps to focus on him. And then since I didn't have two 5Ps, then I was able to take it. I agree with what you're saying, but I also think Tashi's just trash talking. I think a lot of people feel their own way about different people. Some people would say that he trash talks, and other people would say he's spitting out fact. Other people just don't care. It's an entertainment, right? You don't tune in to watch this TV show if you don't enjoy to watch that TV show. So it's up to you. You're the one that's going and watching it, right? He's not forcing you to sit down and watch him. So if you don't like him, then don't watch him. But I do think that he does provide some entertaining content, right? He got butthurt ace left. I don't think he's butthurt that ace left. I think it's more of a, you help this person achieve a lot of their goals, and this actually happens a lot in this game. Is you'll help someone, you'll teach them, you'll make them grow, you will earn victories together, you will have accomplishments together, and then there's nothing wrong with someone venturing new pastures. But I think the problem is that when they're not at least giving you the courtesy to give you the real reason, right? It's the least you can do, right? After being with someone for so long who's brought you to where you are, the least you can always do is honesty, right? And honesty is a very good thing to have. So I think the other reason was that they were just, or Ace was like recently just trash talking that whole group for 2 weeks straight while he was with us. So it was very odd to see personally from my side. In our group, I did see management sort of clashing with him a bit, and I think it was like a rules and stuff weren't being followed, right? And sometimes in this game that happens is when egos can grow, that you forget who your family is, who your group is, where you've came from, and you're more focused on your own personal goals rather than your group's goals that you achieve together. But this is just from outside looking in, right? I don't know personally what truly went down because I'm not in there. You'd have to ask them, right? It's not my business, right? It's just that's just what's from their end. So I think you're the same person. I pointed out he uses those car 50%. Yeah, I think I was, but it's. I think he has a very wasteful way of playing, right? And I think as a pilot, you should take sometimes more consideration of using consumables when you're not in charge of the billable for it, right? It's sort of like a manner, right? But I mean, if this owner of the account lets him, says no problem, then there's no problem, right? We beat XIX fam, but Basil helping BRR, so not there. What you guys beat? XIX in what, Baron or? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up in the comments now. It's LH4. Wait, it's a Changya LH4. don't think so. So LAF, KW, MMP, and Myth versus LH, Mamba, Next Baron, or Emperor would be fun to watch. Yeah, it'll be Emperor for sure. Barons, you want to not be paired up because of the price, right? When you pushing against a normal family of typically your size, you have a higher chance of winning and you don't have to spend that much. When you're against someone like, how do you word it? Like Maddie's, then you know you're gonna have to throw everything you've got at it. And that sort of sucks. So yeah, it's Ace's pilot, is it not? I think it's the pilot. I don't know what the relationship is there. A lot of people thought it was like one person. Some people say it's two people. Personally, I don't know. But like I said, you'd have to ask them. So, but yeah, if you try talking after you leave, that was their egos. Yeah, a lot of times this game has a lot of big egos. So, BBL, not the actual account owner. That's the problem with Ace. Yeah, and I mean it makes sense, right? Why is your pilot, I guess, creating issues for you? I don't know. So, but oh, LH1. Oh, there he is. Yeah. This was the other account we had chasing us. So, but yeah, I think they all went to 702 to fight. It says Q. So right now I think there's like 3 or 4 main kingdoms. You got your 757, which is your Myth and your DWQ group. You have your 270, which is your JVT LAF group. You have our group, I guess, used to be XIX with BRR. Then you have 702, which is the MP with their main LH. So it's yeah. So it's pretty much, I guess. I still have a lot of footage actually from 270 that I need to put together and edit for you guys. Try to put those out. I do have the Emperor video still, random zeros. XIX comes back. They split for KVK. I've never seen them come back. Personally. I've seen them move out and then go somewhere else after, but I've never seen them actually come back. Unless maybe it's like to fight WoW or something, but it's KVK, so that means the end of WoW is gonna be Luck and then it's Baron, right? So I don't think much will be happening there. I think LH have way more advantage to win an Emperor. But if it's solo, it's win by rally. Solo is just mainly who can keep up the troop demand and who can send the most troops at it. It's not really rally related. A lot of times rally related is to knock them out when they do get their reinforcements in. But it's really just a all out war. So will I stream KK? I think so. I didn't plan on streaming too long right now. I was just more of a say hello to you guys. I'll try streaming back then. So you finally done with work? Wow. I guess you get to prepare for KVK now. So, it's I think a 4-way, which is fun. It's not so fun. I guess we'll find out. 720 has Woody. No, we're in 710. What's the best comp for rally trap? It depends what you're trying to rally and what you intend to do with it. Baron do you like more? I think they both have their pros and cons. The nice thing about Baron Way is that it makes it more team effort, and you know the burden is not on you to train 5 million each T5 just to lose it on a bunch of solos. But at the same time, if your enemy has enough rallies dedicated to hit you, then there's nothing you can really do, right? It makes your push a lot more difficult. So, but I mean, same way can be done with solos. So it's just a play style, right? Yeah, we missed tabs, so that's why we're here, just to get some time before we split again and maybe see each other during KVK streams. Ball Steve is a constant creator. I need to test out comp. I think sometimes with the way the game is going, you want to have good gear, and you want to have research and artifacts to back you up, so that the stat difference isn't huge. And secondly, comp wise, I think if you're trying to be a rally trap, I mean, 3 mil each T4, 3 to 5 mil each T4, right, will make you fat. So sometimes people just do like 3 mil. And then your T2s are dependent on how you set it up. And what I recommend is, how do you word it? Maybe like 2 mil of front line per rally you intend to take while you're online, though. So if you plan on taking 20 rallies, then you better make sure you have at least 40 mil front line of T2s. And that's really one way to gauge it. At least personally, that's my advice on that. So, how much did it cost you guys, Lamp? It didn't cost us anything. Our carpets were provided. Our resources were provided. So all it cost us was just our time and troops. So, but if you're referring to our side, our group as a whole had a budget of around 25,000. The LH side had a budget of around 200,000 that apparently needs to be paid. And when you look at how much was accomplished, I think that how we're uniting together and the plan for Emperor seem to have worked decently, to the sense that it's also taken a hurt to Big Lee's wallet, right? And it's a good thing to make their wallets hurt, because maybe that will not motivate her to fund the events the way she has been. So I'll still say more than 20 mil. I mean, it depends, right? It depends what kind of leads you're capping. If you're capping everyday leads, then it's not bad. If you're trying to cap emperors and max artifact accounts, it makes it might want more. 2 mil is how much I normally take per rally, but my gear is bad. Outer Space had a fat. Yeah, he had a fat front line, but I noticed he had 2 front lines. So he built his with a double front line, which is smart, right? You can take 2 waves, but countering. So he probably had like a 40 mil range front line, and then he had a 40 mil imp front line, because that's what it looked like. But ideally, I say 2 mil front line per target of just the T2s, because you will counter some and you will lose some. So when you're countering some, it works for you. When you not, then it'll hurt you, right? But you want that T4 to back you up, and you'll see that it makes a big difference. But I think today that's a nice hit. Video who that is? Let's see. So outer space, which is this account, right? Yeah, like 200 or 300 more mil might, but as you can see, yeah, we're noodling. I'm pretty sure. Where's my hit? So I was Cavs. Right? I think Tengai was Cavs, GK was Cavs, Oki was range, this was Cav. I think this was Inf or range. This was Inf. So I mean, for this account, to only do that much damage, right? I mean, it wasn't full T5, like a 60% 5 combo, but at the same time, it's, you know, it does hurt. Like I think on this one I had a really bad hit. We burned it, but where is it? Yeah, right here. I mean, I only did 3.5, and I actually had rejeweled the cap set. But I mean, this was the cap set, and as you can see, he had enough troops in counter that I didn't do anything to him. So yes, the RPS guy capped us all. So he capped he capped 2 waves. So yeah, 30 mil troops. Yeah, so see what I mean? It's he was also very thick. We knew he was a trap, but it's one of those things that when you start running out of targets in a rally party, the targets get dumber and dumber. And what's the word I'm looking for? You sort of stop taking as many precautions just to sort of end it, right? And we had Pardon, we wanted to kind of use it up, so that's why we continued this. Like realistically, when we saw him swap Phalanx, we should have canceled to be smart about it, but it was just one of those of like, send it, you know, just see what happens. And it hurt. So once at that point, we're committed, so we're gonna send it again. And we did, and then we all capped, so we're like, okay, well, impressive defenses, time to Pardon and move on. Which actually brings up the point. You guys know that if you Pardon, your prisoners don't go free when you Pardon, right? Well, I had forgotten about that, and I actually executed all the leads. And so if you go to 71, it'll tell you. Where's it? Yeah, right here. The Baron's Beto. The Overlord cannot pardon your prisoner. So I had a silly moment, I guess you could say, today, and I executed them. But other than that, it wasn't bad. Alright, so let's trade some T2. One set 442. What March of 375 should have said? You can do it multiple ways. You can ask your fillers for a 992, and you send 375k calves. That's one way of doing it. Or you can say send 442 yourself. You can ask for 794 while sending a Inf March. So it varies. You know, you just have to do your math. Sometimes doing like a little spreadsheet with the total numbers helps you ask for comps. But one thing I do express to people when doing mixed marches is to try to stick to the comp that everyone uses. And I say that because your fillers will have an easier time filling you with the proper ratios and the proper amount of troops. Because a lot of times if it's not easy to fill, then they don't want to fill because they don't want to do math. I know it sucks, but you'd be surprised how many times that happens. Or people just take that much longer. So, yes, we gave SSQ the titles because we have a mutual agreement, you know, try to work together. So yeah, I think 13 mil should be enough, or maybe should I train 14 mil? I want to train 14 mil. Move to your district, but she's hunting. Maybe she has resources out. We don't know that. Yeah, and the thing is, if you do the presets and then they change the presets on you, you're gonna be like, well, I wasted my time making these presets, so this is what you get. So that's pretty much how that goes. Yeah, I don't have titles. I don't get titles. I could get like Overlord titles. I think train to 14 mil should be a good enough time to this. If I train these back, should help with the KVK coming. You can get Baron and M titles. Yes, you can get each district or each type of title has their own thing. But if you're Baron, you cannot receive Baron titles because you already have the Baron title itself. Land. Oh, the KSN R5. The KSN merch. Yeah, she's fun. She's always ready to rally stuff, and should be. So far, I think we've been having fun. Right now, we have our whole KW group in here. Surprisingly, no one's landed on us in a while. Some rally party. Nobody goes on. I don't think anyone's going to rally party us. I don't think I've been rallied and actually I think Worthy Prince was the last person who rallied us. I think so. If I'm not mistaken. It was the Tabs group there, the Fest group. That was the I lost my leader and I think yeah, we split up to 19. We were supposed to have more, but figured that was enough. There was apparently, what was it? I don't know which group, but apparently BRR or Kraken or someone had spies. They knew we were having a party, so they were like, "Oh, you're gonna have a rally party. Make sure everyone shields." So, we haven't been able to get that many targets. I think we did okay. I think today's rally party we zeroed 3 2 bills, and then we got capped on the last one. Yes, I'm sure Bigly will hit hard. You're getting hit by basically one of the strongest accounts in the game. Rally didn't see you. Well, you'll probably see them during the KVK, which I think I will stream. That way, that's one less thing that I have to edit. So that you guys don't have to wait around like you're waiting for every single other video. And I don't even know what to do for the like all the other footage that we still have from zeroing Black Mamba. So found out. Wow, out here exposing our fun. We could have zeroed some RR fam, but actually I think we did zero some RR fam, but yeah, so yeah, I think that should be enough for retraining. That should be enough. Zero ourselves and train as we go. Maybe we'll get tabs for a KVK. That could be fun. You don't want them zeroed? Why not? How are we supposed to zero them? They're our enemy. We're running out of targets. They're the biggest ones here. Low on T4? It's good enough. The thing is that I have banners out, right? So I can retrain anytime as need be. And, I don't think anyone's gonna rally. If they do, then awesome. Let's see what happens. I think it could be fun. I've been rallied in a while. But yeah, I mean, plenty of guilds here could rally us, I think. You're a target. Well, if you're a target, let me know. You know, we can set it up. There's a lot of accounts that I see that haven't dropped shield. You know, there's some fat ones like 1 RP. I mean, they're kind of a little bit fat. The ones that aren't shielded, like for example, one guild like SGP, they're pretty much all shielded except for, you know, when you look at it, you'll see like this unshielded. Well, it's 155 stars with champ. Okay, well maybe we'll skip that one. Okay, next. Oh, it's the Baron. Okay, we'll skip that. And you know, you keep going. Like, oh, what about this one? Oh, this one looks interesting. This one's probably shielded, right? So, if it has full mythic gear, it's unshielded, right? Like this. This is probably unshielded. Actually, you can probably see it. Yeah, I'll stream KVK. I think so. Let's see. Down here somewhere. Yeah, see? So all SGBs shielded. Except they're mythic players. Right? Everyone else shielded. But it's the same for BRR, right? Full mythic gear. Mythic. 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 I don't know if mythic, but the big guy. And you know, mythic, but this one could be an interesting one, right? But it's you know, when then you look at like something that's shielded, well, this looks interesting, right? Some of these look like they could be fun, but you know, there's a lot of accounts in BRR that are actually very strong. So zeroing this group is usually harder. So I think KVK is 2.5 hours. I guess we'll see who we paired up against. It's the event. This one. This one. Yeah. So it's a 4-way. So it's the Hunters one, right? So I guess we will probably, I think we're done retraining. So probably take a break and I'll see you guys during KVK. So thanks for everyone who came out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, the usual, yada yada yada. And I'll see you guys in KBK, which is in exactly 2.5 hours. So if you set your timers up for this, I'll stream again. So yeah, see what we get for targets. Maybe we'll have some good targets. Maybe we won't. We're gonna find out. So hopefully it's not too late for you guys and you're able to come. But you know, if you are, then cool, come through. If you can't, then catch it tomorrow, I guess. So, all right, as usual. Thanks for all your support, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Good catching up, and yeah.